Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Dray Way. I'm glad you're here. Look, we got a pretty good show today. I got some things we gotta talk about. And just know that on this show, you're gonna get the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me. So I got a beautiful, beautiful sunny Vegas day here, and I'm in the mood to get this going. So let's go! Okay, there's a couple of things I want to talk about. The first thing I want to go over is I want to go over what is happening with the survivors on the boat that Trump and Pete Hegseth is trying to blame others, trying to blame the rest of the military, and the military is not going to have it. The military is not going to tolerate nonsense and lying, and that's what this administration does. But lying doesn't help you in the military. It's not a thing that they do. It's not, they're not going to sit there and make up stories to appease this administration. But what they did, what was done to these two survivors is murder. I'm sorry. If you can come up with a better word, I'd like to hear it. But they murdered those two people. And that's against the law. You cannot go back on defenseless people and just end their lives. You're supposed to pick them up and process them. But United States didn't do that. And Pete Hegseth is the man responsible, period. You're the leader. It's you, Pete. And the guy that is responsible for you is the president. The two of you are responsible for this murder. And I don't care what anybody says. That's what this was. Everybody saw that there were two survivors, and there was a decision made to kill them anyway. They broke the law. That is murder. They can try to butter over this any way they want to, but that's it in a nutshell. This is plain and simple. This is not complicated. This is not difficult. You had two survivors and you went back and took them out. Here they are struggling, and clinging onto a boat, and you guys decide to go in and murder them. That's what you did. And trying to pass it off on anyone else when you too are leader one and leader two. You guys are the ones in the lead. For the president to say, "Oh, I didn't know anything about it," and for Pete Hegseth not to take responsibility, you're the leader. There's no one above you except the president. Are you blaming the president? If not, it's your fault. It's your fault. Anything that happens, it's on you. It's your operation. You're in charge. It's on you. And I want to know what's going to be done about it. And why Hegseth has not stepped down. This man should have to step down immediately. No, it's not okay. You're not allowed to murder people. No, that's not what the United States does. That's not who we are. That's not supposed to be who we are at all. But this so-called leadership is just a joke. And I feel so sorry for people in the military that have to deal with complete fools. Can you imagine the patience of the military going, "You got to be kidding me. We have to take orders from imbeciles. We have to take orders from people that have no concept, no idea. Hell, take orders from Donald Trump. He can't stop taking a nap during office hours. He's sleeping half the time. He can't stay awake. He doesn't start his day till noon, and he still can't stay awake. He is so old and so feeble-minded, and that's the guy that we're supposed to take direction and leadership from? He can't even talk complete sentences anymore. He just rabbles on about nonsense. And everybody sits there and just goes, oh, okay, what he said made sense. No. He talks and talks and talks, and none of it makes sense. And enough is enough. And like, where are the people? I want the people brought in immediately. I want the Senate and the House to do their job and bring people in immediately. This is a big, huge problem. Those two guys were murdered in the water. They were murdered. There is no other way to look at it. There is no other way to justify this. They broke the law. The law was broken. Those two men were murdered. And I want to know what's going to be done about it. I want to know what, I mean, this is not okay. This is not, it's just an act of war. No, we're not at war with anybody. So what the hell, where's the accountability? I'm tired of this administration just doing whatever it wants, and it's always bad. It's always bad because this administration doesn't build anything. It doesn't do anything positive. All this administration does is destroy. Destroy the department. Destroy people in need. Destroy. That's all this administration does. That's all Republicans care to do. They don't want to build anything. You don't hear them talking about the future. You don't hear them talking about great aspirations. No, they're talking about killing. They're talking about destroying everything. And enough is enough. I want accountability. What do you say? Let me know in the comments. Welcome to the Dray Way. Don't go anywhere. Part 2 to the Dray Way coming up next. Apparently, I have to talk to people about gas prices because there is I cannot believe how many dumb people there are that are like, oh, gas prices are lower. Gas prices are much lower. No, they're not. No. Pick the state. Texas, Oklahoma, pick a state. Your prices are pretty much the same as they were a year ago. For premium gas, it's even more expensive in many states. But to sit there and say, oh, gas prices are a lot lower with Trump, no. You can literally look in the AAA chart. AAA gives you all the information. Pick a state. California, Nevada, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania. Pick a state. Prices are identical. Do you know what's not identical? Diesel. Diesel prices are much higher. Anyone that drives a diesel vehicle will tell you prices are much higher than a year ago under Biden. So where are all this cheap gas at? There is none. That isn't a thing. And it doesn't matter what you think. The data's right there at AAA. If you think something else, you're just stupid. Because you can go to AAA and look right at it. And it tells you the figures. It tells you the dollars. It shows you. And prices are pretty much identical to last year. Yeah. And like I said, diesel's higher. You know what else is higher? A lot higher. Natural gas. Natural gas is 25%. Let me say that again. 25% higher than a year ago. Yeah. So if you're heating with natural gas, good luck. If you're using natural gas, good luck. Your prices are much higher than a year ago. Same with fuel oil. Same with heating oil. Same thing. Price isn't up that high, but it's higher than it was a year ago. But I thought Trump was the energy guy. I thought he was going to lower prices. That hasn't happened. Not gas, not natural gas, not heating oil. Prices are not lower. Period. End of story. And like I said, I don't care what you paid for gas in Ohio. Well, I paid $2 and blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Because guess what? A year ago, you paid the same thing. Same thing. And we have a thing called data from AAA. It's free. And you can see what prices were last year compared to this year. And they're identical. Yeah. Except for medium grade and high grade. For the most part, that's even more expensive. Yeah. And diesel, more expensive. So what has Donald Trump accomplished when it comes to energy prices going lower? He's accomplished absolutely nothing because prices are not lower. And guess what? When you talk about heating oil, we talk about natural gas, prices are much higher. And that is called a fact. Again, let me know what you think in the comments. Don't go anywhere. Part 3 to the Dray Way coming up next. I told you. And yes, silver prices are going to keep going higher. Gold prices are going to keep going higher. Why? Because this administration is in big trouble. This administration is in trouble because every week we're spending billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars every week just on our interest payments on the money that we owe. Just on the interest. That's not paying down the debt. That's just the interest on the debt. And every week we are paying billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars. Yeah. So what is the solution? What is the government going to do about it? I'll tell you what the government's going to do about it. The government is going to do bupkis. The government isn't going to do anything. This administration is going to keep spending money like a drunken sailor. They're going to keep spending money that they don't have. So here they're going to just end up printing more paper. And as they print more paper, guess what becomes more valuable? Gold and silver. Gold and silver keeps going up higher and higher and higher. And it's going to continue because this administration doesn't give a damn. They at no time have they even said the word balance. They don't want to balance anything. And they don't want to talk about being broke. They're going to wait until 3 more years when there's a Democrat president. Then all of a sudden, we can't spend money on anything. We are broke. We can't do nothing. Because, Democrats want to come in and then fix things and make things better. And yeah. And that's why, to me, the domestic terrorism at this point is Republicans. Republicans at this point, to me, are domestic terrorists. Because the minute you because right now, Donald Trump, hey, take it to the Supreme Court. He's allowed to do whatever he wants. He's the president. He's got unlimited power. The minute a Democrat gets into office, holy shit. I can promise you one thing. It's going to completely flip. Oh, you're just a president. You got to go through the House, the Senate. You're just a figurehead. You don't actually have power. Oh, no. Donald Trump had power, but you, no. And everything a Democrat president goes to do, everything, Republicans are going to push it to the Supreme Court. They're going to fight it, everything. So Republicans are now the new domestic terrorists because this country won't be, even if we elect all Democrats, won't matter. It won't matter because they will do everything they can to make life as miserable as possible. And we have evidence of that. It's not like we don't have proof of that. Have they ever come to the table and said, hey, the healthcare system that we have, this is what we have, let's get together and make it better? No, not one time. Not one time. In fact, dozens of times they've just tried to destroy it and have no plan to replace it. Yeah. That's the Dray Way for today. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget, there's a new Dray Way each and every day. And I hope you stop by. And don't forget, hit the subscribe button. And don't forget, get out there and get the gold and silver. Protect yourself from this administration. Gold and silver is the way. I love you guys. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow right here on the Dray Way.